Roger, welcome to Montreal.
Thank you.
Unbeaten in Masters 1000 events this year, so you must be coming in with lots of confidence.
I'm not sure, those Masters 1000s that I won in the summer, or in the American summer there, back in March. They seem like ages ago, and it is the transition I'm in right now. Like most of the players going from the grass to the hard courts, and the ball's bouncing. It's swirly winds here in Montreal, so I feel like this has almost nothing to do with Indian Wells in Miami and with Wimbledon. So it all starts from scratch. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I always hoped that the second part of the season was going to be one where I could play more tennis, and I hope I can start off well here with a first round victory, and then we'll see where it leads into. But obviously got to take it one match at a time.
And with Rafa and yourself being top and second seeds, does this change the dynamic of the season now, whereby when we were at Indian Wells in Miami, it was perhaps unexpected that you guys might dominate these events? Now, is it expected that you guys should be meeting in the final?
I mean, I think we're in good positions, to have a good end to the season, because we gained a lot of confidence. We're healthy, we're fresh. We know how we can win the big tournaments. Plus, we're missing some of the best players, in the world right now, in Novak, Andy, and Stan. Obviously, Andy is hopefully going to come back for Cincinnati or latest for the U.S. Open, but Stan and Novak are out for the season, so that creates opportunity for all the players, but also including Rafa and myself. So. It's not good for the sport, but it's maybe easier to go further, especially at the semi-final stage of the quarters, but at the same time, it is very different right now to Indian Wells in Miami. I was just hoping to make quarters or semis, maybe Rafa, similar situations. Now we can maybe look a bit further, but I don't like to do that because these Master 1000s are extremely tough from the get-go.
And of course, you've got your Rogers Cup titles, but you've never won it here in Montreal. So it seems strange at this point in your career to be talking about firsts. But how would that be to tick that box?
Well, that's right. I mean, exactly. You asked me if I should win here or how I feel about winning here, but I've never won here in Montreal in my life. So that would be a first. I remember I was extremely close once against Novak. I lost 7-6, I think the third here years ago. But I haven't played Montreal very often in my career. I've been going more to Toronto over all the years. And Canada hasn't been simple because it always comes very quickly right after Wimbledon. I don't get lead-in tournaments into Canada usually. It's always my first tournament in North America, and for that reason, it's always been a bit more of a struggle. We'll see this time around how it's going to go, but I mean, it would be unbelievable to win here for the first time. But that's a faraway goal. That's maybe hopefully something we can talk about in 5-6 days.
And you touched on it slightly earlier. Obviously, the North American hard courts this year have been very good to you. Mm-hmm. But how different a prospect is Montreal in comparison to something like Indian Wells or Miami?
Well, Indian Wells conditions are different because it's a desert. The ball always flies very different. I've been practicing here for the last couple of days now in Montreal, and the winds are really quite brutal. Actually, searching for rhythm is not something that's going to happen here if the winds stay this way, and it's supposed to be it's going to be quite cool weather. So in the past I've played here in some brutal conditions with a lot of humidity, a lot of heat, and that plays a big effect on how you feel on court. But it's going to be totally different this week. They're announcing rain also towards the end, so I think it's going to be a different Canadian Open than what we're used to. Now Montreal, because I haven't played it so much, honestly, it's almost like a one-off for me. I'm almost coming here as a new guy who has no experience here winning in Montreal, to be quite honest.
And I'd like to ask you, Roger, about the possibility of Rafa regaining the number one spot this week. If he makes the semi-finals, he'll do that. Okay. How big is that for him, especially considering where he was this time last year?
I mean, it would be absolutely massive. I remember when he was injured at the end of the last year, and here he is, away a few matches away from, clinching world number one. In a way, it seems very far, yet it's very near. So he's just got to stay focused, and I hope for him, for his sake, he's going to make it. And if not, I'm happy for Andy to get another week at world number one, because the run that he showed as well last year was tremendous. I have unbelievable respect for Andy, that he was able to do it and get to world number one and finish the year at world number one, and that was nice to see. So now there's going to probably be a changing of the guard, at world number one level in the near future, and I hope for Rafa he can get there again. He would absolutely deserve it after his 10th French Open win in the summer here.